Good morning. My name is Alicia Sinks. Welcome. I am the volunteer coordinator here at Redemption Church, and like Pastor Daniel said, every third Sunday of the month we do Serve Sunday, where we like to just take a little bit of extra time to talk about volunteering at Redemption Church and to say thank you to all the volunteers that we do have. As I look out, most of you, a lot of you do volunteer here, and I would just want to say thank you. You make my job so much easier. I remember when I first started serving here over 4 years ago, I would have just kept doing everything and never including anyone else. And my husband and Pastor Daniel were like, no, we're including as many people as possible. And it's a blessing to see all of you serve and take on roles and responsibilities and grow in your faith. And so thank you to all of you who do that. It's really a blessing to serve with you. And you're also uniquely gifted by God in different ways, which is so neat and special to see how, like Rosie gets so excited about teaching kids, and some people get so excited about just standing there greeting and like, yeah, I can say hi and smile to people, that's great. Or setting out pastries, whatever it is. You all, it's just a blessing to see you all serve. And so today we're going to interview one person who serves quite a lot here. Most of you probably recognize his face because almost every Sunday he's in the back ushering and saying hello to you all and helping you to your seats and things. But what you probably don't know is that he serves a lot behind the scenes in almost every area behind the scenes that we possibly could put him. So today we're going to interview Daniel Jacome. And so Daniel, why don't you introduce yourself and tell how you became a member of Redemption Church?
Okay, well, is this on? Yeah. Okay, so my name is Daniel. You guys, most of you know me. If you don't know me, I've been here since we came to the school, Carver Middle School. It's been 9 months now? A long
9 months.
9 months. Okay, I totally guessed that, by the way. But so yeah, I kind of met Daniel through my old pastor in Vero Beach. I came down from Indiana to do ministry down here. I felt called to come do ministry down here, and I talked to my pastor, and he told me, hey, there's a great guy named Daniel that's doing a church in Delray. Why don't you reach out to him? So I reached out to him. We started talking, and for about a year we were hanging out, just chatting. And when they moved to the building here, he's like, hey man, we could definitely use some help. And I prayed about it, and I just felt that God was leading me in that direction, and that's how I ended up here at Redemption Church, and here I am.
I remember forever Daniel Williams and my husband Travis were talking, oh, this Daniel guy, and they met a few times. Who's this Daniel guy? And then I finally met you, and you're great, and we love having you serve here. So why don't you tell everyone what areas you serve and why you serve there?
Okay, so like Alicia said earlier, I pretty much serve wherever they need me. Obviously on Sundays I do a lot of the ushering. I really like doing ushering. It's kind of fun to just hang out, get to greet everybody, keep an eye on things as things are going through the service. But I've done kids ministry. We do booths for special events. Some of you have attended those events, and Daniel's been so gracious to let me lead a couple of those, and they were fun. You know, you get to meet the community and get to let people know about Redemption Church. So just about everywhere. Putting up chairs, drapes, anything. They ask me to do it, I'll do it.
So, yeah, like what you said, and I've said, you serve on a lot of different places and a lot of grunt labor, putting stuff up, a lot of friendliness to people. What have you personally learned from serving in all these different areas at Redemption Church?
The nice thing about being able to serve, especially as a church that is growing, is that you really get to be a part of building a community. You know, Daniel's talking about community groups, and most of us, because we've been to community groups and here, we really get to know each other and just take life together. And so serving and doing these little things is really giving me an opportunity to get to know people and just doing the labor of the work that God puts in front of us. So that's, I think, one of the biggest lessons. Also, just in doing that, regularly doing it and sacrificing the time to do it, just really helps you build character. And I feel that it's helped me build character in knowing that there's fruit in serving God, right? You guys are all here. It's amazing to see everybody here. So it's awesome to see that there's fruit behind the labor.
Yeah, that's great, and especially when it's neat to see that fruit in yourself and that fruit develop in you, Daniel, and others who serve when you serve where in a lot of places that a lot of people don't see you faithfully for months and months and months, and none of you probably know all the ways that he serves in, and yet when you might see the effect of that in his life. So why do you feel that serving at Redemption Church is important? Like, that's what you've learned, but why is it important to serve?
Because you guys are awesome. Part of that. Actually, interestingly enough, I was back there with Ronnie when the scripture that Steve read today, and I had wrote that scripture as an answer to that potential question. And I'm just going to reread it, and it's 1 Peter 2:16. It says, live as people who are free, not using your freedom as a cover-up for evil, but living as servants of God. So I think that God places you in a certain place and time to be part of the community and to serve Him. And I think we are all called to, in some way, serve Him. And I think God giving me the opportunity by Daniel and Alicia and Travis to say, hey, come serve here, is my way of doing what that scripture says, not giving into evil and letting my freedom be used as a cover for evil, but to serve God. So.
Yeah, that's a really good point. So I guess that one of our final questions is, what benefits have you gained from serving at Redemption Church?
Kind of like I said before, it's really helped me build godly character. Faith goes a long way. In 1 Corinthians chapter 13 says these three remain: love, faith, and hope. And I think serving is the expression of love in your life. So I think focusing and getting the opportunity to serve, and the lessons, and having one-on-ones with Pastor Daniel and even Travis has just helped me really have a foundation of building that character. So you can have all the faith you want and really be strong in that, but if it doesn't express in your actions, I think you need to really reflect and say, okay, how can I do this better, or how can I serve God better?
Yeah, and I think that is important to note that God does call us to serve one another and to serve Him, and so that act of obedience to God in serving each other is an expression of faith in His Word and what He has called us to do. And so finally, what would you say to someone maybe who's sitting right out here in front of you? What would you say to them if they're maybe possibly considering serving at Redemption Church?
One of the things I would say is, first, consider how that may be a seed from the Holy Spirit to lead you to serve. And the next part is, before Nike, God said, just do it. So that's God's motto, I would say, too. If you feel it and you're not sure where to go, Daniel's great, Travis, Alicia, anybody. You can come to me and say, hey, man, I've been thinking about serving. And we'll get you hooked up with the right people. So I think it's just doing it. And you won't really ever know what God could do through you unless you step out in faith and do it. So that's what I would say.
Those are wise words. All right, well, today before we hand it back over to Pastor Daniel to preach on Daniel chapter 9, we're going to pray for Dan and his family. He has 3 kids, Dominic, Elizabeth, and Joshua. I can't believe I blanked on those first. And we're also going to pray for a new church in our city that is having their first Sunday service this morning, Joy Church. And they've been meeting on Saturdays for several months, but they're having their very first Sunday service today, and that's so exciting. We are always praying that God would send more laborers to preach the gospel in our city, and this church is an answer to that prayer. We don't expect that He's going to send all the laborers through Redemption Church, because we know that we're not going to be the right fit for everyone, but we are so excited that they're starting, so we're going to pray for them as well. So if you bow your heads with me. God, I just thank you for all the people that you have sent to serve you here at Redemption Church and in our city and our county. I just pray for Daniel and Jen and their kids, that you bless them, that you continue to pour out your Spirit on them. Thank you for the ways that they faithfully serve week in and week out, whether people see them and thank them or not. I just pray that you would continue to use that in their lives, continue to refine and grow Daniel as he serves, continue to build him up in you and use him in greater ways for your kingdom, God. Continue to just bring people into his life for him to share your love and your heart with, and to just pass on the things that he he's learned, the things that you're teaching him. Just pray that you would pour out blessings on them. And Dad, I also pray for Joy Church that is meeting today. Thank you for the people that you have sent to serve alongside them, to worship with them. Thank you for the pastors and his family. I pray that you would just pour out your spirit on that service today. Be with them. Just thank you that you are answering our prayers of sending more laborers. Thank you that we get to rejoice in and celebrate and be a part of that. I pray for the service today that you just bless Pastor Daniel and his the message from your word that he's going to share with us today. I thank you that your word is always effective where it goes out. I pray that it would be effective in our hearts and minds today. Amen.
Amen. Let's give it up for him.